Elon Musk's work ethic explained for beginners. Elon Musk once said, "Nobody ever changed the world on 40 hours a week." While you're deciding whether to check your email or watch Netflix, this man is running $3 billion companies simultaneously, planning to colonize Mars, and still finding time to post memes on Twitter. How? Is he superhuman? Does he have some secret? Or is his work ethic something anyone can understand and maybe even apply? Today, we're breaking down Musk's work ethic in the simplest terms possible. By the end, you'll understand exactly how he gets so much done. Let's go. Principle 1. Time is the only real resource. Most people think about work in terms of tasks. I need to finish this project, or I have 5 things on my to-do list. Musk thinks about work in terms of time blocks. The 5-minute rule. Musk breaks his entire day into 5-minute increments. Imagine your whole day as a grid with 288 blocks, 24 hours times 12 5-minute blocks per hour. Each block has a specific purpose. This sounds insane, right? But here's why it works. When you think in 5-minute blocks, you stop wasting time. That gap between meetings, that's 2 blocks. Use them. Waiting for a file to download? 1 block. Answer emails. Walking to your car? 2 blocks. Return a phone call. No dead time. For Musk, there's no such thing as downtime. He eats lunch during meetings. He showers while thinking through engineering problems. He said he does some of his best thinking in the shower because it's uninterrupted time. This isn't about being busy. It's about being intentional. Every minute has an owner, a purpose, a job to do. The math. If you eliminate just 30 minutes of wasted time per day, that's 3.5 hours per week, 182 hours per year. That's almost a full month of productive time you just found. Musk has eliminated all the wasted time. That's why he gets more done in a day than most people do in a week. Principle 2. Work 100 hours, not 40. Elon has been very public about this. He works 80 to 100 hours per week. That's double what most people consider full-time. The reality, that's roughly 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. Most people work 8 hours, 5 days. Musk essentially works 2 jobs worth of time every single week. But here's what beginners misunderstand. It's not just about the hours, it's about what those hours create. The compounding effect. If you work 40 hours a week and your competitor works 80, they're not just doing twice as much work, they're learning twice as fast, making twice as many connections, solving twice as many problems. Over a year, they've accumulated an entire year more experience than you. Over a decade, they're literally a decade ahead. Elon started SpaceX in 2002 and Tesla in 2003. It's 2026 now, that's about 23 years. But because he's working double time, he's essentially lived 46 years of work experience. That's why he's so far ahead. The honest truth, not everyone can or should work 100 hours a week. Maybe you have kids, health issues, or other priorities. That's fine. But understanding this principle means understanding that time invested directly correlates with results. If you want exceptional results, you need exceptional input. Even if you can't do 100 hours, could you do 50, 60? Could you add 1 focused hour per day? That's 365 hours per year of extra progress toward your goals.
Principle 3. Multi-company context switching. Here's where Musk gets really interesting. He doesn't just work long hours on one thing. He runs multiple companies at the same time. The weekly split. Musk typically splits his week between companies. Monday and Tuesday at SpaceX, Wednesday and Thursday at Tesla, Friday split between both, sometime for other ventures like Neuralink or Boring Company. Why this works? It forces his brain to stay flexible. When you work on only one thing for too long, you develop tunnel vision. You stop seeing alternative solutions. By switching between electric cars and rockets, his brain stays in problem-solving mode rather than routine mode. Think of it like cross-training in sports. Runners who only run get running injuries. Runners who also swim and bike stay healthier and more balanced. Musk cross-trains his brain. The beginner application. You don't need to run multiple companies, but you can apply this principle. If you're building a business, also work on a creative project.
If you're studying one subject, rotate with another. The context switching keeps your mind sharp and prevents burnout on any single thing. The warning. This only works if you're actually deep working in each context. Musk isn't casually checking in on companies. He's fully immersed for entire days at a time. Shallow switching between tasks all day, checking email, then social media, then work, then messages, is the opposite of what he does. That's distraction. His switching is structured. Principle 4. First principles thinking. This is Musk's secret weapon, and it's simpler than you think. What it means. Instead of doing things the way they've always been done, break everything down to fundamental truths and build up from there. The rocket example. Everyone told Musk rockets were too expensive. They cost $65 million per launch. Musk asked, what are rockets actually made of? Aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber, copper. He looked up the raw material costs. Turns out the materials only cost about 2% of the rocket's price. Everything else was markup, overhead, and inefficiency. So he asked, what if we build rockets ourselves, buying materials at commodity prices? That's how SpaceX was born. They now launch rockets for a fraction of what competitors charge. The beginner translation. Stop accepting "that's just how it's done" as an answer. When someone tells you something is impossible or too expensive, ask why. Keep asking until you get to the actual physics, economics, or fundamental truth. Then ask, what if we did it differently? Your application. Struggling to afford something? Really? Or have you accepted that I'm too busy without actually examining your 168 hours per week?
Principle 5. Radical accountability. Here's a tough one. Musk holds himself accountable in ways most people never would. Public commitments. Musk makes bold public predictions. Tesla will deliver 500,000 cars this year. SpaceX will land humans on Mars by 2026. Are these predictions always accurate? No. But here's what they do. They create pressure. When you tell the world what you're going to do, you can't quietly give up. You're accountable to everyone. That accountability drives action. Skin in the game. When Tesla and SpaceX were both nearly bankrupt in 2008, Musk put his last money into keeping them alive. He didn't have a safety net. If they failed, he lost everything. That's accountability. When your own money, reputation, and future are on the line, you work differently. The learning mindset. When SpaceX's first 3 rockets exploded, Musk didn't blame anyone. He analyzed what went wrong, made changes, and tried again. The 4th launch succeeded. That's accountability. Not making excuses, taking ownership, fixing problems. For beginners, you don't need to risk millions, but you can apply this principle. Tell people your goals. Write them down publicly. Put real consequences on yourself. If you fail, you don't get to make excuses. You have to figure out what went wrong and try again. Make it uncomfortable to fail. Not punishing, but uncomfortable enough that you'll work harder to avoid it. Principle 6. Eliminate unnecessary things. Musk is famous for saying, the best part is no part. The best process is no process. Ruthless simplification. If something doesn't directly contribute to the mission, eliminate it. Musk has cut entire departments, processes, and features that seemed important but weren't essential. At Tesla, if a part can be removed without breaking the car, remove it. If a meeting can be skipped without harming progress, skip it. If a process can be simplified without losing quality, simplify it. The email rule. Musk famously told employees to walk out of meetings if they're not contributing, to ignore chain of command if it slows things down, to cut bureaucracy whenever possible. Your version. Look at your day. How many things are you doing out of habit, not necessity? Meetings that could be emails, reports nobody reads, tasks you do because we've always done them. Cut them. Eliminate anything that doesn't directly move you toward your goal. Musk's work ethic isn't just about doing more. It's about doing only what matters and doing it intensely. So, Here's Musk's work ethic explained simply. 1. Treat time as your only real resource. Structure it ruthlessly. 2. Work more hours than seems reasonable, understanding it compounds. 3. Switch contexts to keep your brain flexible and avoid tunnel vision. 4. Question everything using first principles thinking. 5. Hold yourself publicly accountable with real consequences. 6. Eliminate anything that doesn't directly serve your mission. Is it extreme? Yes. Can everyone do it? No. Should you try to copy it exactly? Probably not. But understanding how Musk works gives you principles you can adapt. Maybe you can't do 100 hours, but could you do 50 focused ones? Maybe you can't run 3 companies, but could you structure your time in blocks? Could you think from first principles? Could you eliminate time wasters? Musk's work ethic isn't magic. It's just ruthlessly applied principles consistently for decades. The question is, which of these principles will you actually apply? If this breakdown helped, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment with the one principle you're going to try this week. Now, stop watching YouTube and go build something.